Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Our topic, this third session, is on the soul, and it is imperative, especially at this level, when you're attending a satsang here at the Sri Narayan Dham, that you understand the soul in as comprehensively as possible, because without understanding the soul, you're not going to make any headway in this satsang. So this is not a feel-good satsang where you go, you clap, you dance, and you go home. In this satsang, you need to understand your metaphysical self. You need to know what your brain is. You need to know what your mind is. You need to know what your senses are, how your senses are connected to your mind, and how your mind is connected to your brain. There is a vast difference between the brain and the mind. The brain is the hard drive for your body. Your brain is the hard drive for your body, and your mind is the touch screen. Like those of you that have touch screen phones and laptops, the mind is the touch screen that is placed over the brain, and when the mind thinks, the brain sends a signal, the senses react, and the body and the physical body enacts whatever signal was sent. So you need to know all of these things. You don't need to know who's the superior God, who's the inferior God, what is the category of God. You don't need to know all that. You don't have to fight, Hanuman Baba is greater, or Lord Shiva is greater, or Mother Kali is greater. All that won't put food on your table. All that nonsense won't put food on your table. How many of you know your counselor's name in the ward you live in? Very few. You understand? How many of you know who's the mayor? How many of you know who's the premier? You don't fight on saying who's the premier, who's the counselor. You don't worry about all that. As long as you got water in your tap, you're happy with your counselor. As soon as the water stops, you go on your WhatsApp group and start swearing that counselor. Counselor is fit for nothing. Yes? But when there's water, I don't see anyone on any WhatsApp group thanking the counselor that he's ensuring there's water, thanking the municipality. No gratitude. No? Yeah, but as soon as your water stops, I don't like to read those WhatsApps. You understand? So similarly, we have 330 million cosmic administrators. They are counselors. They handle wind, they handle fire, they handle air, they handle water. When you blink, you didn't blink. There's a power that signaled your eyebrows to blink. Okay? When you first met Ashmika, you thought you winked. You didn't wink. There's a counselor that winked for you. Your mind just wanted to wink. What your mind wanted to wink? The power came from that counselor. Then that counselor empowered your brain, and from your brain you winked. Okay? How many times you had to wink? You understand? So we need to know the mechanics of our body first before you worry about which God is greater and what that God did and the other God did and the other God did. What you need to know? Who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, how it's going to help you knowing who the powers that may be are? How does it help you? You are here basically to put food on your table. And in order to put food on your table prosperously, you need to identify who you are. You need to identify who you are. As long as you think that putting lipstick and eyelashes and trimming your eyebrows, going in front of the mirror, if you think that's who you are, Tanya, Tanya got up at 5 to be at the ashram at 9 because she had to do her face. You're not that face, Tanya. You are not that face, and you are not this body. And we need to understand this practically. We need to understand this practically. You see, I got a nice maroon car outside, and I ask Akim every morning when he gets up, his first job is to wash that car. First job is to wash that car. So when I sit in that car is clean, neat and tidy. And when I drive around, I'm getting a lot of eyeballs. Alright? Lot of eyeballs. Which means that although you are not this body, you have to keep it clean. Tanya, you can paint it. I am going to do my scratches in the car. I'm going to polish my car. I'm going to put lipstick and so that the car looks nice, it is admired. And when your car looks nice, when somebody looks at you, you feel positive, don't you? Similarly, when you dressed up nicely, you dressed up neatly, and somebody admires you, admiration is a positive energy that is expressed from the admirer, yes or no? If you look at my garden, you say my garden is looking beautiful, you sent energy to my plants and my plants sent energy to you. You understand? Everything is about energy. So you have to keep your body right, you have to dress up nicely, you have to dress up neatly, you have to be neat, tidy, but I cannot attach myself to that car. I cannot attach myself to that car. I'm only using it from place to place. And you are using this body from place to place. You're only using this body. Alright? So you can name your body any model. Alright? Vasan, what vehicle your body is? Toyota. Vasan is a Toyota man. Alright? So you can name, my body is a Jaguar. And I can prove it. Alright? But if you don't have a car, you can call yourself a Lamborghini, a Porsche. Alright, it doesn't matter. But one day that car has to go in the scrapyard. Either naturally or through an accident. That car has to go through the scrapyard. And similarly, this car that the soul is using has to go to the graveyard. Yes? Either naturally at natural birth and death, or death through an accident. This is important. Accepting death whilst you are alive is very, very important. Accepting death whilst you are alive is very important. Like whilst you own a car, you know one day this car is going to go in a scrapyard. Similarly, at every given stage, you need to know that one day this body needs to go to the graveyard. It doesn't matter how it goes. It doesn't matter how it goes. When you start practicing this and when you start living this, then you are living as the soul. Then you are living as the... See this finger? If I have to describe this finger, how am I going to describe it? I'm going to say it is my finger. I'm saying it is my finger. I'm saying this is my head. I'm saying this is my eyes. And I'm saying this is my car. I'm saying this car that's parked outside is my car. When I use the word my eyes, my finger, my body, my car, what it means, how many entities there are. If I say this is my car, how many entities there are? Two. Me and the car. If I say this is my finger, how many entities there are? Two. Me and the soul. If I was the body, if there was only one entity, and if it was the body, then I'll say I finger. Logic? I'll say if I was the body, what I'll say? Will I say my finger or will I say I finger? You say I finger. And if I was that car, I'll say I car. But because I use the word my, it means two entities. So you are already in your daily living, you already identify unknowingly that you are two separate entities. How else do you know you are two separate entities? Okay? Do you dream? You like your dreams?
Sometimes.
When Ashmika is not there. How do you know you dream? How do you know you was dreaming? Because when a person is asleep, then that person is in a dead state. Is it not? When you are asleep, you are dead but you are breathing. All your senses are dead. Yes? Your sight dead, your hearing dead, all the senses, your five senses are dead when you are asleep. Are you thinking? Then your mind is dead as well. And the mind is the commander-in-chief of all your senses, is it not? So if all your senses are dead and your mind is dead and you are dreaming, who is watching the dream? Is it logical that everything in your body is switched off, but there's a movie playing who is watching that movie? So it means that the soul never sleeps. When you say, I'm going to sleep, you mean your body is going to sleep. Why does the body need to sleep? You need to recharge. You need to recharge the battery. There are 5 batteries in the body. How many? 5 batteries in the body. And one of the batteries is your muscular system, your muscles. One of the batteries is your muscles. There are 5 energy centers in your body. So when you sleep, you recharge your battery, but then you have a dream. You have a dream. Do you have nightmares? Any of you have nightmares? Have we no nightmare? Ashmika racing you and you're running for your life. Ashmika's tongue out, eyes out, and she's chasing you. Not a nightmare. Have you got a home to go? But, Nabil, you should be speaking the truth. You took initiative. There's no more diplomacy. So who creates a dream? Who creates the dream? Who is the editor of a dream? And what is a dream made of? What is a dream mixed up of? A dream is a replay of 155 trillion years of your living. 155 trillion years, like a USB, is stored in your mind. And your mind is the size of an atom. And it is God, the Supreme Lord, who edits your dream. Because you cannot, if you, the soul, edited the dream, will you create nightmares for yourself where you're running for your life? So, genuinely, it cannot be your soul that's creating the dream. So there has to be another entity that's creating or editing the dream, and that has to be the Supreme Lord. When you get up in the morning, you say, I had a dreamless night. How many times you got up without having a single dream? Just a blank night. How many times did you get up like that? Many times. Who witnessed that you didn't dream? Soul again. So you understanding the 2 parts that make up the 1 part that you think you are. Are you understanding that? You have to live it. You have to start understanding and living it. Because there is a technology that is inserted in the universe at creation. There is a technology that is inserted in the universe at creation, deliberately by the Supreme Lord. Deliberately by the Supreme Lord, that is called false ego. That is called, what does false ego mean? What is the meaning of ego? What is the meaning of ego? What does ego mean? Tanya, how many times your mother told you don't have ego?
Yes.
Yeah, from today she is not going to tell you that. From today, why? Because you have to have ego. Ego is your identity. Ego means identity. False ego means false identity. And what is your false identity? What is false identity? I am the body. This is the context in which you discuss ego. When you discuss ego, I hear all over the show people say don't have ego. If you don't have ego, you're not going to have an identity. Ego means identity. False ego means false identity. So there is a substance or a technology that was inserted in the universe at creation. At creation, that is called false ego. So that when you take birth, as long as you live in your mother's womb, you know you are the soul. As long as you live in your mother's womb, you know you are the soul. At that point in time, you know your ego. You understand your identity. But as soon as you are released, was there any child that was born without crying, screaming and crying? Anyone knows? Tanya? Well, I'm looking at your mother.
I know, but I don't know.
So when you are expelled from your mother's womb, there is pain and anguish. There is pain and anguish, and that pain makes you forget who you are. So whilst you were in the womb, you knew you are the soul. You know you are 155 trillion years old. You know all your births, when you was a rat, when you was a cat, when you was a bat. When you in the womb, you know all those births. You know everything. But as soon as you are pushed out of the womb, in that pain and in that anguish, you forget your identity and you take on the computed identity that God created. God wanted you to forget. It is deliberate that you do not know you are the soul. It is part of this creation. It is computed in this creation that when you are born, you must forget your identity. And you must also forget all your past lives. Have in 155 trillion years, how many times do you think you were married when you were a human? Imagine if you had to remember all your wives. Won't you be in a state of total depression? As it is, you are 25% depressed with the current wife.
That's not true.
Imagine your state of depression. Leave other things. Just how many wives you have. What would be your state, or any man's state? Arnold? Any man's state. So this is why God makes you forget. He's doing you a favor. All of you understand? So this is deliberate. Forgetting is deliberate. False ego is deliberate. everything in this universe is deliberate. It has been created that way. Nothing in this universe is a mistake. Nothing. The Supreme Lord is the perfect scientist. There is no error or mistake. But He gives you your individuality. The Supreme Lord gives you your individuality. You can either come here and learn. What is the hardest part of learning? I sent a post on Facebook this morning. What is the hardest part of learning? Dismantling what you thought to be the truth. The hardest part of learning is dismantling what you thought to be the truth. Yes or no? Why is spirituality so hard? Why is spirituality so difficult? It's because you want to cling on to the old teachings, which you think is true. And then you fight between yourself and what the Guru is teaching you. It's not the Guru don't know how to teach you. Guru is self and God realized. It is you who's hanging on to anchors of this life and previous lives as well, which is embedded in you. This life and previous life you are hanging on to, you don't want to let go of what you thought was the truth. Of what you thought was the truth. Yes or no? So what happens to this body at death? What happens to this body at death? How many elements is this body made up of?
5.
What are the 5 elements? Space, because this body has taken up space. Has it not taken up space? And when you die, what happens to that space? You give it back to the universe, don't you? And when you are born, you take up that space from the universe, yes? Your body is made out of space, air, heat, water, and earth. And when you die, what happens to these 5 elements? Firstly, you give up the space. When you're dead, the space element goes back to space. The air element goes back to its host, the air. The heat goes back to the sun. And the water gets dissipated, it gets evaporated, and it comes back as water. And the earth element goes into the earth. So if you cremate the earth element, you become ashes. But in the process of cremation, you had water. That water boiled. All the water content, 70 or 80% of your body is made up of water. Where whilst you was burning, that water evaporated through the heating system. Do you understand? So all these things go back to the source. And what's left? What's left? The soul. When you the second the soul leaves this body, the body starts preparing itself to go to all its hosts from where it came. Do you understand? So you need to know this, you need to understand this, and you need to be ready for any eventuality at any time. That is called spirituality. That is called spirituality. Spirituality means you are prepared for any eventuality that happens in your life because you know now that you are the soul. So I promised last week that I'm going to give you a general background and I'm going to read from the Bhagavad Gita and teach you the soul from the Bhagavad Gita 8. So here's your creator talking, and I say this in as many discourses as possible. Your creator, your manufacturer is talking. You have to listen. And the manufacturer has no religion. Krishna means all attractive. Krishna means all attractive. Krishna is not a name. You cannot name God. When you name God, then you limit him. Can God be limited? If God is unlimited, he cannot have a name. Because as soon as you put a name to God, you limit him. Aren't you? So Krishna means all attractive. Should the Supreme Lord in every religion that existed, in every religion that exists, and in every religion that going to exist in the future, the name all attractive, the description all attractive, will it fit the Supreme Lord of all times, of all religions, of all cultures, and of all traditions? Can any entity be more attractive than the Supreme Lord? That is why his name, we address him or we describe him through one word called Krishna, which means all attractive. Can any female here say they are all beautiful? Tanya? Yeah, very fast, she said. Can any man say he is all handsome? But can we describe the Supreme Lord as all attractive? Okay? So that's one point. The second point is Narayan. Some Charo's name, isn't? Narayan. Huh? No. Narayan is a description of the same Supreme Lord. Narayan is another description of the same Supreme Lord, and it means the source and goal of all living entities. Narayan means the source and goal of all living entities. Narayan is a description of the Supreme Lord. Can every religion, every race, every culture claim their God to be the source and goal of all living entities? Does that description fit everywhere? Does it fit everywhere? In Judaism, in Christianity, in Islam, does that description fit everywhere? Are you understanding? Ram, again, not some Charo's name, it's a description. And what does Ram means? The source of all pleasure. Ram means the source of all pleasure. It is not a name, it is a description. Does that description fit in all religions, all cultures, all tradition, all races? If they describe in the Supreme Lord, does it fit universally? And what does Shiva mean? Or Shiva mean? All auspicious. Devashni, you send in your text. Only Tibeshni does this. Shiva means all auspicious, and I can name you 33 million Devis and Devas whose names, who we think are the names, are only descriptions, and those descriptions fits in every religion, every creed, every culture. It fits in impeccably everywhere. All of you understand? Especially now you send it to your father. You attack the Guru, then you attack your father. Are you understanding thus far? And these are things very difficult to break away. Some of you will go home today and say, I'm a staunch Shiva devotee. What that Guru is saying. What that Guru is saying. My grandfather taught me about Lord Shiva. My grandmother taught me about Lord Shiva. My great-grandparents worship Lord Shiva. And today I must worship a man. Yes? People will say that? Yes. This is why I say the hardest part of learning is dismantling the untruths that you thought was the truth. That is the hardest part of learning. As I said, tomorrow, Tuesday, Mataji will phone everyone, please see if you can get marigold. Without a marigold, no festival happens in this ashram. And she'll be on the phone, I'll be hearing, make sure you get marigold, it's Guruji's birthday. Alright? And then Dana runs around from marigold shop to marigold shop. Because without marigold, the function won't happen. That is Mataji's truth. And I've been dismantling a truth for years. Yeah, I'm saying marigolds we only use because it has a chemical inside that, room full of people like this, it kills the breeding, the viruses from the breeding of people. That's why we use marigold. Only reason we use marigold is it is a disinfectant. Marigold is a disinfectant. But Mataji will make sure she won't look for alternative scientific disinfectants. She wants that marigold. You understand? And that is a hard untruth to break. Yeah. Like you want to bring milk and sweetmeats and leave it in the frontier for the deities. Isn't? It's a habit. But it's an untruth. It is a untruth. Because no deity on earth has capacity to eat fruit and drink milk. Because they are in spirit form, milk is in earth form, it has the 5 elements. Fruit is in earth form, it has the 5 elements. All the deities are in spirit form. How are they going to use their spiritual mouth to eat material elements? Explain to me scientifically how they can eat that food. Do you understand? But then people are used, and it will be hard to break that untruth. But what was the real reason for asking to bring fruits and present it in the front of deities? What energy the fruit has? What energy does the fruit? Where does the fruit get its energy from? The sun. All the quality, the essence of the sun's energy is residing in the fruit. what you were supposed to be doing before you go to a temple. You're supposed to be fasting. Before you go to a temple, you're supposed to be fasting. You bring fruits, you bring sweetmeats, and you bring milk, and you offer it to the deity. But who has the fruit? Who drinks the fruit? Who drinks the milk? You know, they take some milk and some water, they mix it together, and they give you one spoon. I don't do that. Yeah, why? I'll tell you why after this discussion. When you go to a temple, you're supposed to fast whole day. You're supposed to fast whole day. When you're fasting whole day, what's happening inside the stomach? It's cleansing, it's emptying, and it's getting dry. Is it not getting dry? Like you go for an oil change. You go for a car engine oil change, you remove all the oil, you remove the dirty filters, you put a new filter, then you pour your oil in slowly. Yeah? Similarly, fasting is not for a deity. Fasting is not for God. Fasting is not for a deity. Fasting is not for God. Don't bluff yourself, Tuesday today I'm doing Hanuman fast. Hanuman Baba don't care whether you fast or don't fast. Your fasting don't affect him. Who it affects? You. So when you are fasting, fasting is scientific. Fasting is scientific. When you fast the whole day, you give your body an opportunity to renew the cells. Old cells get eaten by healthy cells. Dying cells get eaten by healthy cells. You fast the whole day, then you bring your milk and your fruits and your sweetmeat and you offer it to the deity. Then when you drink that teaspoon of milk and water, it slowly enters your piping system. It slowly enters your piping system and it lubricates it. It lubricates it. Behind the throat, there's a pipe there. Vasan, I'm sure you saw that pipe many times. Your mother did cook liver. How many times you cook liver? You never notice a meaty pipe behind the behind the throat. That, when you drink water, you clear that pipe so you don't get an airlock. You don't get an airlock. Even when you're doing Havan, then the priest say, what he says? Achman. You never see the priest saying Achman, then with mango leaves, he give you water and you drink that water slowly 3 times. It goes into that pipe to prevent airlock, because after that you're going to eat. You clearing the system. You are fasting the whole day. So you take the water either in a teaspoon in a temple, or if you're doing a Havan, you take it in your palm and you drink it. It lubricates, it opens up the system. Then you have fruit, which is cooked by the sun. It is natural. It has all the vitamins and requirements that your body needs whilst you are fasting. It replenishes whatever you didn't eat in the 10 or 12 hours. I know nobody is interested because I don't see anyone here in the satsang that's fast for 10 or 12 hours at a time. When they say fasting, they just don't eat meat. That's not fasting. Not eating meat is not fasting. Fasting means not putting anything in your system. Alright? Then you take the sweet meat and you grease your throat and your stomach. because now your stomach was empty, there was no food there, so you use sweet meat to grease it. So next time, if you go into a temple, remember what I'm saying. Don't bluff yourself, hey, I'm taking sweet meats for Lord Shiva or Lord Narayan. No, you're taking sweet meats to grease your stomach if you are fasting, if you are really fasting, so that later when you put in the food, the stomach is already greased. Can you see where Hindus have taken all these concepts and what the truth is? Can you see? Yes. So when you say I'm fasting on Monday for Lord Shiva, you're fasting for yourself. When you say I'm fasting on Tuesday for Hanuman, you're fasting for yourself. You're supposed to be cleansing your cells and making sure you get healthy cells in your body. So all of you took out your shoes and came in the ashram, isn't? Why? Some people say no, you have to take out the shoes and leave it outside the temple, so we left our ego outside. You heard that? Say? Yeah. Only reason you take out your shoes and come into a spiritual place, a temple or an ashram, is to contact the soul, the real soul of your feet with the ground and absorb the ions from the ground. And absorb the ions. As you're sitting there bare feet, you're absorbing the ions, the energy from this floor. That is why we have a wooden floor here, because the wood is conserving the energy, and as you are seated, that energy is, you are an electrical body. You can't see the electricity, but you are an electrical body, and you're picking up charge from, picking up magnetic charge from the floor. Picking up magnetic charge from the floor. So when you go home, you say, hey, that guru is a very powerful guru, man. I sat there while sitting in the satsang, hey, I'm feeling 100. Guru has a lot of power. Very powerful guru. No, the science of the ashram, that power is coming from the floor. This is, but for that spiritual power to be inherent in this ashram, the guru has to be bona fide. Guru has to be bona fide. This entire land, 2,880 square meter, is filled with spiritual potency that is spreading across the earth. Is spreading across the earth. This piece of land was consecrated according to spiritual science. It was consecrated according to spiritual science. Spiritual scientists one spiritual scientist was flown from India to connect the spirituality on this land. And it was done according to the Pancharatra Agama instructions. So this is why you feel good here. But the guru is a software specialist, and he can compute your mind. Some of the wires are burnt very, very badly. Some I have no spares. Even when I ask headquarters, they say no. I have to make a plan. You know, Indians, you can take one wire from there, put it there and make it work. That's what the guru does for some people. Others, spares are on the way. Spares are on the way. Spares are on the way. But at the end, we give you a guarantee. And I think I'm the only guru in the world currently that gives you a guarantee, warranty. Yes, go on YouTube, go see any guru that can give you a guarantee today. Go, you'll find all the gurus on YouTube. You find all the pastors on YouTube. You find all the Molanas on YouTube. You find all the rabbis on YouTube. See who can give you a guarantee. And this discourse is international. I'm giving you a guarantee. No spares, I'll make it work. No spares, I'll make it work. Some spares are coming because manufacturer had to modify. Some upgrades. But my ashram is the hardest because most of the time I get beyond repairs. Most of the time I get beyond repairs. Well, somebody must take care. Somebody must take care. So I promised you I'm going to read from the Bhagavad Gita. Listen to the manufacturer. This is not a Indian manufacturer. This is a universal manufacturer that manufactured the universe. Currently, I am an Indian teacher that's teaching this universal teaching. This teaching can be taught in the church, it can be taught in the mosque, it can be taught in the synagogue. This teaching is for everyone because no religion, no culture, no tradition is associated with this teaching. This is absolute law, whether you want to accept it or don't want to accept it, but this is not an Indian teaching. This is not a Hindu teaching. This is not a Hindu teaching. You all know what color Lord Krishna was? All the forms of the Supreme Lord from the teachings that I teach, God was black. God was black. Do you understand? When you go to some temples, you see black statues, there's a reason. There's a reason. Alright? There's another reason why God appeared black, and maybe when you all pass this first grade, then I'm going to teach you all, because I can't teach you all astrophysics if you all don't know basic science. You understand? So when that point comes, I'm going to teach you all. So I'm emphasizing every great scientist who made a discovery bathed in the Bhagavad Gita. You must research what the Guru is saying is true or not true. Every scientist who made a discovery, even the scientist who created the atom bomb, even the scientist who created the atom bomb bathed in the Bhagavad Gita. What does bathing in the Bhagavad Gita mean? They? Yeah. And the atom bomb is here. The atom bomb is in the Bhagavad Gita. Maybe in another discourse I will read that verse for you. So although it's only 700 verses, although the Bhagavad Gita is only 700 verses, everything that exists in the universe exists in the Bhagavad Gita. Everything that exists in the universe exists in the 700 verses. These verses are spiritual. These verses are spiritual. When you hear this verse, it must be food for your soul. It must be food for your soul. So if every morning I make Akim wash my car, shine the tires, what's the new thing you put on tires? Silicone. Put silicone on the tires, on my dashboard, clean my car hundreds every morning. But I don't eat, I go drive that car. what will happen to me? I'll be hungry. Yes? So similarly, you feeding yourself lipstick, powder, I don't know what the men do, only no showering whole day, haircut when he's at home. Alright? He's 30, he started dyeing his hair too. But if Shavan do all that and he does not get transcendental knowledge, will he be prosperous? Because you have to feed the soul. And the only food that the soul eats is transcendental knowledge by a bona fide spiritual master. That spiritual master can be a Molana, a Molvi, a pastor. We've experienced great spiritual masters at this ashram, haven't we? Yes, we had Christian spiritual masters, we had Muslim spiritual masters. I met rabbis who are absolutely spiritual. So, spiritual masters feed the soul. Your soul needs to be fed. When you hear a discourse of this nature and you go home and you feel good, anyone who comes here for the first time, the first night, they sleep like a baby because I embrace the soul. Whoever comes here for the first night, first service, you're going to sleep like a baby because your soul was activated. So Lord Krishna is saying, death is certain for the born. Chapter 2, verse 27. Death is certain for the born, and rebirth is certain for the dead. Therefore, you should not grieve for what is inevitable. The second you are born, your death is already preordained. Your death is already preordained because you are born through karma. You are put into the womb of a set of parents calculated by your karma. And your death is certain. You don't have a death date. You don't have a death date. You live according to breath. Your life is calculated according to your breath. Your life is calculated according to your breath. There's no death date. So if you have 1 million breath, and you see these yogis, they live to 200, 250, 300 years. Why they live so long? Because they know how to control their breath. Your lifespan is given according to your breath. And this is why those people that come to ashram live long. Because here we teach you don't be angry. What happens with anger and breath? Anger and breath. What is the correlation? When you are angry, how you breathe? Jessica? Very fast. And in anger, you are killing yourself. Quicker. Your death date is drawing nearer. The more angry you are, the quicker to the graveyard. Your boarding pass to the graveyard. Anger is your boarding pass to the graveyard. So what you must do, as soon as you get angry, Arnold, hold your breath. Hold your breath. When you hold your breath, and this is why in this system we teach you how to breathe. Your manufacturer teaches you how to breathe. If you're a calm and a peaceful person, what is your rate of breath? And if you are an arrogant and an angry person, what is your rate of breath? You understand? So for everyone who is born, you are born with that amount of breath. You can run to America, Donald Trump can't save you. Because when that number of breath expires, you are gone. You understand? So at every instant of your life, if you want to live longer, breathe slower. But whether you breathe slow or breathe fast, you are still going to lose this body. That's a guarantee from who? From the manufacturer. See? My youngest devotee. Therefore, what's the use of grieving when somebody dies? What is the purpose of grieving when somebody related to you dies? You are given 11 days to grieve, or 14 or 13 days to grieve. In those days, grieve as much as you can, but also be realistic. Also be realistic that the person has to go. Person has to go. There is no stopping. There is no stopping. But what we do at the ashram, we give people a few more breaths. And only Guru can make that change in your life. Only Guru can make that change in your life. There is a story in the Srimad Bhagavatam of Yamraj coming and taking a life away. And that person whose life was going, generally when you die, your last born child comes to your mind, or if you're very sick, your last born child comes to your mind as parents, yes? Hey, what will happen to my youngest child? And this man, Ajamil, he was 82 years old, but he had a 2-year-old child. And when he thought he's dying, he called out to his child. And what was his child's name? Narayan. He wasn't calling for Lord Narayan, he was calling for his son Narayan. But when he called for his son Narayan, what happened? Lord Narayan sent his people to prolong his life. And Yamraj's people and Lord Narayan's people started having a fight over that soul. You understand? So this is scientific. This is scientific. Whatever I'm teaching you is absolute truth. You must not believe anything you don't want to believe without corroborating it. So you go home, you go on Google, you listen to what this discourse is all over the world now. You're going to find it anywhere. Find this discourse, download it, and everything that I said, go and corroborate it. Everything that I said, go and corroborate it and see whether it comes from our scriptures or not from our scriptures. And lastly, there are many gurus. There are many institutions. There are many gurus. There are many institutions. There are many ashrams. But only Guruji, see on my right, That's my guru. And you can go Google this. You must Google it and find out which guru in the 21st century could bring a man from death to life. Certified dead by the doctor, bring a man from death to life. Scientifically, scientific proof, the evidence exists. Which guru could change ghee into water and then water back into ghee? Which guru that gave his word to his disciples? The lady came to Guru and said, Guruji, I want to have a son. And Guruji said, yes, you can have a son. But when they took the child for a scan, in the 7th month, it was a girl. This is evidence. Is this not evidence? Because the scan is there. Then they took the scan and went back to Guruji and said, but you promised us a son. The scan is showing a girl. And Guruji said, only when the child is born, come to me. And what child was born? And I got 1,000 more miracles for you. I will tell you on Tuesday. It's Guruji's birthday on Tuesday. Now find out, go and find out from all the gurus that roam this earth, which guru have done what my guru has done. Do you understand? Is it a fair request I'm giving you? As I said, this is not a feel-good satsang. You come, you play your harmonium, hit your tablas, dum-dum, hit your mantras, dance, and go home. It's like going to school. Our time, Dana, when we went to school, we stood at the assembly. Sometimes we were facing the sun. 8 o'clock on the dot, and then we sang the national anthem. If we sang the national anthem and went home, would we have passed our metric? Would we have passed our metric? Similarly, if you go to an institution, sing and go home, have you learnt anything? Do you understand? You must go in the class. So we play our bhajans here, but there is a class. And the class is from the undoctored. Undoctored. No doctrine here. I don't teach philosophy. People, they'll tell you Hinduism has 6 philosophies. You can't have 6 philosophies. You can only have God's word. Philosophy will be whose word? Men. You also can't follow saints and sages if they are not following God's word. Does it make sense? The only word you must follow is God's word. If there are saints and sages that's teaching you from themselves, it won't work. Have you ever heard of a miracle from ISKCON, Hare Krishna movement? Have you ever heard a person that had cancer, the cancer went away in Hare Krishna? Why? Because it's not 100% word of God. It's not 100% word of God. Swami Prabhupada made his own. He took from there, he took from there, he took from there, he took from there, he went to America and he made his own system. And they dancing around the world, aren't they? Yeah, you see them dancing. What can dance give you scientifically? What can dance give you scientifically? What can singing bhajans give you scientifically? You have to be injected with the word of God, don't you? And this is why I'm saying, and I'm giving you a guarantee again. I said I'm the only guru in the world that give you a guarantee and a warranty that no other guru has done what Guruji has done, and not in the 18th century, 16th century, and the 10th century, in the 21st century. When? In your lifetime and my lifetime. And it is because what my guru has done, I left a multi-million rand business and I became his disciple. When I went to India, I didn't go to India to become a guru. I went to India to clean my guru's ashram. Anytime, as long as I was in the ashram, I was from 2008, I was in Guruji's ashram here in Durban. My job was cleaner. My job was cleaner. I loved my guru so much that I just wanted to clean his ashram, nothing else. But today I'm sitting here as a guru. You understand? So I have no reason to be a guru because I don't want money, I don't want fame. I was already famous. Before I became a guru in 2013, I was already famous. I was known. You understand? So there's no reason for me for wealth or fame. I became a guru because I saw what my guru could do. I saw what my guru could do. When my guru was in the forest for 12 years, how long? And in which century? 21st century, not hearing something from far away, 200-300 years ago. 21st century Guruji was in the Bangar forest for 12 years. 12 full years in the forest. And go and Google Bengal forest. Lions, leopards, UFOs. They closed, that forest is closed every day at 6 o'clock. And Vasan and I had the opportunity of going where Guruji did his austerities and penances for 12 full years. Vasan and I were there. We went and we witnessed. This is not a story, a make-believe story from many, many centuries ago. So I saw what my guru can give you. I saw what my guru can give you. That is why I left everything of mine. We left a multi-million rand business so that business will only give me, Sherwin and Sean and my grandchildren and Marlene. But we left all that. We left all that because I said I only got 2 children. But there's millions of children in the world that I can take what Guruji got and give. And I've proven myself. Only in 13 years we've been recognized. G20, universities, everywhere we've been recognized. I've proven myself already. But it is up to you now that if you want. Guruji was 7 years old and he decided he don't want to see the world suffering. And he went and asked a priest, how do I alleviate the suffering of the world? The priest told him, go to 12 years to Gurukul, go and learn the Vedas, and then another 12 years in the forest. 24 years of his life, Guruji spent learning this science, this spiritual science. Guruji mastered every frequency that exists in the universe. That's how. What is a frequency, is it not? What is energy frequency? Ghee is energy frequency. Yes, he mastered the water frequency, mastered the ghee frequency, and he exchanged it. Guruji could do anything in this universe. Anything. When an excavator couldn't break a rock, the ashram in Siddhartha, I hope you'll have an opportunity to go. When he couldn't break the rocks to build the ashram, he read the mantra in his cup of tea and threw it on the ground, all the rocks split open, prim and proper and flat, and that ashram is built on the rocks. All of you understand? So I'm not selling you anything here. I don't charge anyone money. This is not, there's no charge. But it was Guruji's wish. Guruji's wish was he wanted to alleviate suffering from mankind. When he was in Bangar forest, Lord Narayan came down to Guruji and asked Guruji what you want. And again Guruji said the same thing. I want to alleviate suffering in mankind. And I'm carrying that baton. I got that boon of Guruji. If you connect Sri Narayan Dham, go to Sri Siddhartha Ashram and find any one of Guruji's disciples. I'm the only disciple of Guruji in the world where I can now do his work that he wanted. And yes, books here. Here's evidence here. 1,000-page evidence. I'm the only disciple of Guruji. He gave me his treasure. He gave his two sons his material wealth. He gave the big ashram to his two sons, and me, he gave me his spiritual treasure. Yeah, at this ashram, we cured cancer, we cured AIDS, we cured HIV positive people, any illness. If you came here with your right concept and if you listened to what I had to tell you, the word impossible does not exist in this ashram. And I've proven it already. I'm not here now set to prove anything. It's already proven. So please take this satsang seriously. If you are here, if you manage to get to this satsang, it means that Lord Narayan wants you to be here so that you can collect your gifts. It's up to you. It is up to you. If you come with a teaspoon, I can only fill a. If you come with a horse and trailer tanker, I can pull your. Yeah, that's why you see Vasan, full horse and trailers. Yeah, Vasan, he got no time for teaspoons. Alright, and those small Kia Bakis. Alright? So that's how you must come here. When you come here, you come 100%. And Guruji can do anything because God has given him the boon to do anything. And there's no complications in this system. There is no complications. You don't have to worry about marigolds, fruits, milk, all that. The Creator creates all of that. You don't have to worry. Just come, listen to the Guru, live your life according to righteousness, follow the Guru's principles, and live a prosperous life. And when you close your eyes, this ashram will give you the boarding pass never to take birth again. And that's another guarantee. Never to take birth again. This will be your life, your last life. How many of you all want to take birth again? No one. So the guarantee is here. If you follow the system, and there's now no hard and fast, you don't have to go from city to city and dance and sell books and collect donations and do all that. This is scientific. It is not emotional. Alright, all those things are emotional blackmail, isn't it? If you do this, then you'll get that. If you do, yeah, just be yourself and just be righteous. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't rob anyone. Just be good. And yeah, for being good you get paid. For being good you get paid. And properly paid. Properly, you get paid properly. Okay, I'm going to end here. Just a reminder, those of you that can make it on Tuesday, it's Guruji's birthday. And then I want to thank all the people that helped me yesterday to put the ceiling outside. I think we're going to complete it on Monday. Ashram is in a small state of renovation in the front. We tiling and trying to make the place even more neat. So I just want to thank all of you. Satish was prepared to work the night, but about 8:30 his wife rang. And after that Satish lost interest, just couldn't make it. You know, he was absent-minded. So wives, if I call your husbands to the ashram for any service, you're not allowed to phone them. Not allowed to phone them. Thank you, Arnold, for connecting our geyser, the electricity. Arnold came in the darkness and he did these things. You just have to be like this. God is not complicated. God is the simplest entity. We were taught wrong. God is love. And in love there's no complication. Can there be complication in love? So there's no hard and fast, strict rules to get prosperous. Just be yourself. Anger is your greatest blockage. Anger is your greatest blockage. In this time, today's satsang, your takeaway should be, no matter what happens to me, I mustn't be angry. I mustn't be angry. Alright? Jai Shri Narayan.